So we just saw Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. George Miller, first movie in that series in 9 years. This was like not great. On one hand, this had beautiful cinematic action, like some of the best I've ever seen. I mean, just attention to detail, you know, the shots, you know, distant shots, Lawrence of Arabia. They did something with action where they show action from a distance. And I think it's so beautiful and highly effective in what they're trying to communicate. I just love it. You can see the geography of the action. So it's just, I just loved it. The costuming, the vehicles, all of that stuff. Beautiful, well done, well designed, thought out. So it's like, shit didn't make sense. I also sort of like fudge a lot of shit. Like, oh yeah, this is just how it is in this world. So it's not our world. It's like a fantasy world. It's like a Greek, like a play, like an Odyssey, and it's heavy on fiction, light on reality. And I'm just like, oh man, like, I don't know. I guess maybe it was always that way, but I was sort of feeling Mad Max was like, sort of like based in somewhat of a realistic sense. And this was not. There is one set piece in the middle of the movie which is extraordinary, where people are flying. It's just incredible. But again, I thought the movie was too long. A lot of shots tight on people's faces that held just a little bit. And I'm just like, man, you could have cut those out and we could have got out of here a little bit quicker. And then the little girl looked exactly like Anya Taylor-Joy. So I think the casting was really well done. That being said, I think it strived for a lot, and I'm not quite sure it reached all the things it strived for. And it didn't always hold my attention. High highs, some low lows. You know, the other thing it lacked was like sex or sexuality at all. Like the closest thing we come is people hugging, and it's like, and people didn't look sexy. Like in the last movie, people look sexy. It's like, yeah, well at least, you know, you're in this terrible world, but there's still sexy people. In this movie, it's like, let's ugly up everybody. No one's really all that sexy. And I will say, Chris Hemsworth was great in it. He sort of is right there. If he's not already a huge, huge star, he's right there taking that next threshold of like serious dramatic action. Well, George Miller, I love you, but I'm gonna give this a 77 out of 100. Not your best work. Don't really want to see more Mad Max after this. Now I'm open. If you show me something crazy, I'm open. I'd like to see you sort of veer off and maybe have another writer really tackle the thing for you, and then let your visual creativity blossom, because it is truly a gift. Peace and love. Listen, if you want to review movies, if not, if you know me and you're like, hey man, I don't agree with you, or I agree with you, comment, like, share it on whatever platform you see this on, and thanks for watching. I love you.
Probably wouldn't have gone to see this movie, but you didn't ask me to come. I'm really not a big, huge fan. The last movie I wasn't a big fan of, so I wasn't really excited to come see this movie. Kind of like the original, actually the original two I think are the best, with Mel Gibson. Even like Thunderdome with Tina Turner, I could get down with that a little bit. This movie was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Actually, it was kind of even a little bit worse than what I thought it was going to be. Well, there was cool stuff in it, like there was cool things about it, but the storyline just was stupid. It's like a waste of a good cast of people and like some good characters that could have been good, but I feel like there's a real choppy storyline. And she's great. She's great. That's all I say. She's the only thing that's great in this movie. I don't even like Liam Hemsworth. I thought he was corny as hell, and I really it didn't really make a difference to me. Like his character I didn't really get it. And then they introduced this like love thing for like a really like 5 minutes in the movie. I would have liked a little bit more of that conflict, like different. I mean, there was some cool stuff, but overall, 45. Watch it at home in surround sound, not in the movie theater.
I liked it. I thought it was fun. There were some surprises, but you know, this being a prequel, kind of know where it's ending up, who's going to be there, where it's going. I thought Chris Hemsworth was really fun, really over-the-top villain. Highlight for me, Anya Taylor-Joy, feel like really channeled Charlize Theron's energy. They felt like the same character to me, to an extent. Mostly. There's points where it's like, okay, you knew it wasn't going to be Fury Road, but I definitely didn't like this as much as Fury Road. I thought it was good, though. I thought the performances were solid. Tom Burke is in an interesting role in it, like kind of a mentor to Furiosa, and that's fun. And a lot of the characters from the previous movie are in this, and certainly a Morton Joe and the others. The actors' names I don't know, but oh well. I thought it was very good. I'd give it, like, it's not spectacular, and it's probably too long, but I'd say like an 80 out of 100.
I wish I would have watched the other movies before this, because I was watching this movie hoping certain things would happen, realizing that they couldn't have happened because they happened in the other movies. Kind of watching, waiting for certain things to happen, and then they didn't happen, and then I was kind of annoyed with myself that I knew that it wasn't going to happen. Lead actress was super good, kept me wanting to watch the movie more than most of the things going on. Looked like they were trying to piece together some storyline that just try to bring all the landmarks together. Overall, you probably could wait. Till it gets here on demand and stuff like that, but 70 out of 100.
Mad Max's Furiosa was okay. There were parts of it where it definitely lacked finesse. One scene in particular that I just found that lacked finesse was when Chris Hemsworth is on the conveyor belt and the bullets are falling on him. He doesn't fall off, he just hangs there. That doesn't make any sense. There were parts where I found Anya Taylor-Joy to be ill-equipped. She doesn't act like she knows what she's doing in certain parts of the movie. And that could be for a different that could be for numerous reasons. Overall, I give this movie a 50 out of 100.
All right, so we just saw Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. I grade this on a curve. George Miller, it's right there with Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. There's a story, but there's a vision, and that's what Mad Max was about. It influences everything. There's no post-apocalyptic film that doesn't owe a debt of gratitude to him, so he graded it on a massive curve. He went back to the Western. Chris Hemsworth, I mean, way beyond Thor. Amazing. It told a great, what I thought was a very interesting story. You're saying in a side conversation off camera, if someone goes for art, I respect the attempt. The attempt brings me joy, whether they hit the mark or not. This is beyond popcorn art. This was an attempt at art. And for that, I give it props. Give it an 85 out of 100.
One more thing. I'm watching this thing and I'm thinking, this is like someone's nightmare experience at Burning Man. I'm like, this is somebody like at Burning Man was like, I know what, we'll make a movie and it'll have all these bad things happen and whatever. And aren't we cool? And we'll have some kind of message. Anyway, that's it.
Furiosa.
There we go.